we black or white?
We're black. So we're looking for a Vukovic checkmate with our king, rook, knight, possibly pawn.
Can you move the rook on d2 just to d1?
Okay, rook to d1. That's an interesting idea. So I like that move, rook to d1 with check. The problem is though, where would his king go, Kira? It's not quite.
I thought about the same move as well, but it can move to e2.
Yes, the king just escapes to e2. Unfortunately, we've not got a piece covering that square, which means the king will safely run away for the time being to e2. So guys, let's just briefly go back to our first example. Now, what's the key setup for our Vukovic checkmate? Can you remember the key setup?
The rook is protected by any piece and it's right in front of the king and the knight is behind it.
Okay, well done. Well done, Shritkrish. So guys, we're kind of trying to make a straight line here with our pieces. We want the knight behind our rook and then our rook right in front of his king. And then we just need something, anything really, protecting our rook. And that's going to be a checkmate. So we've got to get from this position here as black to something a little bit like this position with our knight and our rook right in a line with his king. So a very close suggestion by Kira and Shritkrish doesn't quite work, but I can see why you wanted to play that move. What other checks do we have? Do we have any other check moves that might help us?
Well, it can go to f2, but the king can still escape.
Okay, so rook to f2 is kind of like almost there, guys, isn't it? But our knight's not in line, is it? We would want our knight on this square rather than where it is right now.
That means we can get it there in two moves when we can go to e5 and then to f3.
Okay, so Shritkrish, that's a good point. Now, in theory, we can just move our knight, one move, two move, and then we've got the Vukovic checkmate by moving our rook like this. And we've set up this straight line again. Now, that's a nice idea, Shritkrish, but if we go back and move knight to e5, white can play something like rook check and start to disrupt our plans. Now he's the one putting us in check. If the king moves to the side, suddenly the king is blocking where the knight wants to go. But if the king moves back, now our rook doesn't have any protection when it comes to that square. So